Welcome back. The NDA has received support in Jammu and Kashmir ahead of the elections from a highly unlikely source. Hurriyat Conference Chief, the Mirwaiz Umer Farooq, has said that the NDA government was more willing to solve the problems of Kashmir than the Congress-led UPA government. Here's what he told our correspondent.
That brings me to the next question. There is a sense among a lot of people, a lot of surveys have been done, and there's a sense that probably the current dispensation would not come again. There are strong chances that Narendra Modi will become the Prime Minister. If that happens, what is the message that you would have for Narendra Modi as a possible Prime Minister of this country?
See, first of all, I mean, obviously it's for the people of India to decide that which party they want to bring into power. But the fact remains that if the BJP, or for that matter the NDA, comes into power, I believe that, you know, they will have to address the issue from a larger perspective. You know, in the sense that although we all know that BJP on the one hand talks about the abolition of Article 370 and all that, but on the other hand, it's very ironical that it's the same party in whose time of power most of the sort of a peace process was sort of taken forward. Whether we sort of talk about the historical visit of Vajpayee to Pakistan, whether we talk about his statement that इंसानियत के दायरे में कश्मीर का मसला हल हो सकता है, or whether the fact that he came here and he said about the fact that we have to address issues under the garb of humanity. So I think there is a possibility, definitely, if the new government in India, and if it's the BJP government, if they walk that road which Mr. Vajpayee had taken, there's a possibility that things could move forward with Pakistan, with the people of Kashmir. And I think because the whole thrust will be that will the new dispensation in Delhi have the political courage to think out of the box, because eventually we saw that you had Vajpayee on the one hand and you had Musharraf on the other hand in early 2000, and both the leaders were ready to think out of the box and ready to address problems, not from positions which they had taken, but positions which could have ultimately led to some sort of a solution. So I think that it's to be seen what course of action if the BJP comes into power, what they do. But I believe that there is no other option, because in today's environment, the recent controversy about this match between India and Pakistan and the reaction of the Kashmiri students has once again brought this reality into fold that aspirations are there, and aspirations cannot be changed by announcing incentives, by announcing packages, which this government did, UPA government did for the last 10 years. You have to involve the people. You have to address those aspirations. And it's important for that to happen. There has to be a genuine peace process in motion, which involves all the parties, India, Pakistan, and the people of Kashmir.
Okay. So, once again, I'm asking you the same thing. Are you more hopeful from an NDA coming into power, or the rule that we have seen for the last 10 years, the Congress of the UPA rule?
See, I think there's no denying the fact that Congress and the UPA, they had opportunities. Unfortunately, they didn't do much. And, they have only looked Kashmir from either an administrative point of view or from a security point of view, or the fact is that right now they seem to have no Kashmir policy. Kashmir has been clearly given to the security agencies to deal with. So I think we are definitely sort of looking forward to a dispensation in Delhi, which will take the initiative, which will have the courage to call a spade, and start a process of engagement with Kashmiris, with Pakistan, and try to look at possible options to address the issue. So definitely NDAs, if you go by the track record, NDA definitely in their tenure, they seem to be more willing to take the political initiative and try to move forward.